people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is Eagle Eye, a transfer rumor shot. This time it is a preview where, oh my gosh, it's a preview where I'll be talking about Arsenal's game against West Ham. I hope you guys are all well. I am very, very apologetic for the show being so late. Quite frankly, I'm not used to these Saturday games, man. So doing a preview on a Friday is always a bit of a tricky one because it's a combat show, so apologies for that. But I hope you guys are all well. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get this show moving in terms of likes. Subs also, if you want to hit that subscribe button, let's get it. We are far away from 9,100 subs. That's really fantastic. Let's see. I know previews, view-wise, it's always a little slow in previews sometimes. Like I said, I'm still thinking about the way to improve that. But the best way to help me is by sticking a like on this video, seeing if people can still see it. It's all a part of a hype job for the preview, right? And then we get this thing moving. All right. Let's talk about Arsenal versus West Ham. This is a game where typically, quite frankly, Arsenal have a pretty good record from my understanding as West Ham manager, as obviously David Moyes has been twice. He has never beaten us at West Ham at the Emirates, from my understanding. So we have a very good record against him. We have a very good record as West Ham, or against West Ham. And it's a game where, in theory, we should win. West Ham have their own problems themselves. Sorry, I'm literally, just as I'm talking, it occurred to me it would be useful to get some recent form stats on West Ham. So apologies for that. Talk about late. But they're currently, I say currently 18th, but keep in mind they've only played one game. Having said that, they did win their last game on Tuesday, which will obviously do them some good. They won 3-0 against Charlton in the EFL Cup, but they obviously got beat at home as well to Newcastle, which I'm sure they'd be disappointed by. West Ham, from my understanding, just the fans are completely unhappy with. I mean, we're probably, if we had to talk about football owners, as much complaints as we have over Stan and stuff, I think West Ham, Newcastle, there are other teams that do have a fair shout for bigger complaints. And West Ham are definitely one of them, man. They have people like, I think it's David Gold or the two Davids and Karen Brady running the show. Now, Karen Brady's always been a bit of a childhood crush of mine, so I am not going to talk shit about Karen Brady. but the two Davids, yeah, I think you can see by the sort of work that they're doing. Pretty interesting that there was rumours that came this week, which I think, personally, papers have put 2 and 2 together, tried to create something, and gone with 6. Either that or the agent's trying hard to stump something up. But we know that West Ham were chasing Rob Holding hard for some time. So much so that they wanted to put a £5 million bid for a loan, which was like, rah, okay. Arsenal have obviously rejected that. They feel as though with David Luiz a little bit more vulnerable than he was last year, it might be sensible just to keep an extra experienced head up around. I can kind of understand that mentality, even though why would still sell Rob Holding. Now all of a sudden they are desperate for Callum Chambers. I'll tell you something, they need somebody. They need somebody. They need quite a lot of people. But make no mistake, I think if you underestimate these lot, they will cause you problems. I rate Antonio heavily as a player. I think he's just one of these players where I don't even really bracket in a particular position. He's just one of these guys who I think at school was just a good footballer. Talented, athletic, will cause you problems, wouldn't necessarily know what he's good doing before he does it. It's just that sort of player. And he's obviously 27 now. So I think he's getting to the point in his career where he kind of needs to almost nail down what sort of player he wants to be. I can't help but think him, Wilfred Zaha, and that guy that they bought from Palace, or temporarily forgotten his name, Aziz, I think his name is. They all had bought him. They bought him and stuck him all in the same side. I can't help but think that that would be a proper dynamic side because he's a very dynamic player. They've still got Declan Rice, who I think they would have quietly hoped that Chelsea perhaps came in for him, bought him, spent 80 fucking million on him, so that they would have had some cash to spend. The problem is no one's spending 80 million on Declan Rice. I personally think Declan Rice is a little bit overrated anyway, but no one's spending 80 million quid on this kid. So I think it has screwed West Ham over a little bit. But like I said, I do think that they have some good players. You know, looking at their 3-0 victory against Charlton, I'm just trying to see who started that game and who scored. So Haller got a couple of goals. It's about freaking time with Haller because that guy was supposed to be a pretty big money signing for them. I think he signed for like 16 million, and it's never happened for Sebastian Haller. And then obviously the Philip Anderson that we've recently been linked with didn't have a great season last season. Did not have a good season last season. But he's a good player. He's quick. Can dribbles, very confident dribbler. When he's on it, you feel like something's going to happen. But it really depends on where he's on it. Because last season, I never really felt like that. But the season before, I did. So it really just depends on, you know, how motivated he is to go through a game, deciding that he's going to do something. But Anderson is another one of those players that I rate quite highly. Diop is another player I like. I don't particularly rate his defensive partner Balbuena, but I do like Diop quite a lot as well. So it really depends on the sort of balance that they have, because obviously their side on Tuesday, and I'm just looking at it now, is completely different from their side that started against Newcastle, as you would expect. Obviously, it's an EFL Cup game. They did have as many shots as Newcastle in the game total, but they only had 3 shots on target versus Newcastle's 2 shots on target, which happened to be the goals. Agbonlahor is Agbona, I should say, is the other defensive partner that Diop plays with. As much as I like Antonio, I don't think he's a striker, but they play with him as a striker. I don't rate Bowen. I don't rate Noble. So these are players that they play with. Gosh, I'm looking at their team. If we don't smash these lot today, looking at this team, I'm like, ratted. There's so many of these players I don't rate. So it is what it is. But you just know Arsenal are going to make a meal out of this situation. Having said that, listen, I give Arsenal a lot of credit. They played very well last week without having to really ever get out of second gear. Yes, that was due to the fact that Fulham are a poor side. But at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. I thought the boys did well. I thought Willian did very well. People say he got 3 assists. I ain't doing that shit. He got 2 assists. Right, but hey, he had involvement on the other goal, so I'll give him that. So I thought he did well, and I thought Aubameyang did well. I thought a number of people did well. You guys saw the player ratings that myself and Lee did, and I think it's just about going out there and just doing the same thing, almost copy and paste, and just try and do the same thing against West Ham. You know, just show them who's boss. They come into our neck of the woods, literally just bang them over and keep it moving. That's all we need to do. I don't really want us to try and reinvent the wheel or anything like that. Just bang them over, keep it moving. So it is what it is. So with that being in mind, I suppose I better show you guys my hopeful 1 to 11, who I would pick not the manager, who I would pick to beat West Ham today. So just bear with me. Let me show you my screen monitor, and we can keep it going. Once again, guys, please do help with this. I know how late this preview is, so I'm not expecting it to get a lot of views, but it would help if you guys can share this, like this video especially. That would really help. Share the video around if you can, and yeah, I'm even going to put it on Twitter. You know, I rarely put videos on Twitter, but I put this out for so late. I have to do something. So yeah, please do help me. Help me. Right, here we go. Am I going with this one? No, I'll go with the photo. All right. So can you guys see this? I'm hoping you can. Yes, you can. Not very clearly, but you can. But I can fix that. I can fix that. Sorry, so bear with me. I thought I'd do it as an image this time, just to make it nice and clear as to what you guys are looking at. So I've had some feedback. Sometimes people say, oh, they really want to see it properly clearly. So there you go. I'll take you through the sections. So I've gone with a back four. I know that people are really fixated on the fact that we're playing a back five. We're going to stick with a back five. I don't want us to do that all season. Let's just say Arsenal are successful in getting Partey and Aouar. Humour me for a second. Let's just say that happens. I don't think we're going to be sticking with our shape. So we may as well get used to playing, at least in a couple of different ways and in a couple of different formations. This would be a formation I'd like us to stick to, particularly when we're at home against a smaller team. So I'm going to go with Bernd Leno in goal. Unfortunately, that is just the automatic choice now. We actually had a moment where we had some competition in our goalkeeping situation, but we didn't want that apparently. So now we've bought Bernd Leno in, and we bought a keeper that probably I'm better than in Runnison. Because apparently the coach has worked with him before and thought he was decent. I don't know. That seems to be the way we're doing things. And I remember we sacked all our scouts. So who knows? The coaches are now the scouts, apparently, for Arsenal. But hey-ho, apparently that seems to be the new thing. So we'll see what happens. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is right back. Thought Hector was okay last week. But ultimately, I just don't think he's good enough. I'm still secretly hoping that he goes to Barcelona. Whereas deep down, knowing he's not leaving this club this summer, I think next summer is a realistic target for Bellerin going, but not this year. Almost feels like this summer was used as a kind of a testing panel just to see if the fans would be that upset if Hector left. I think next year will be the time he goes. Probably go for about 15 to 20 million next year. So it is what it is. In the meantime, I'm sticking with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Right back. So that's right back. Centre backs, I'm going with Holden and Gabriel. I think they seem to have a decent understanding. My only concern is pace. I don't think either of these defenders are amazingly blessed with pace. In normal circumstances, I'd put Saliba in, but he played yesterday in the under-23s for some weird reason. So I'm gonna go with Holden and Gabriel. You know I'm not putting David Luiz in a back four. I still don't think it's necessary to play a back five against West Ham. So I'm gonna go with Gabriel and Holden. Left back, I'm going with Kieran Tierney, because I'd like to see him a little bit more as a left back. Central midfield, I think, picks itself. Granit Xhaka and Ceballos. It'd be much more interesting when a Partey and an Aouar get here, because then we'll really find out what midfield will Arteta pick in that situation. But those would be the two that I'd go with. Yes, I think Mohamed El Nene played well. There's certainly an argument to play El Nene in this game. In my opinion, if he's going to stay, and it's going to piss me off when he does, but if he's going to stay, then I'd rather him knows he's a cover, he's a backup. Don't get it twisted, you know. So you just watch. As soon as we give up the plan of signing Thomas Partey for Mohamed El Nene, you're gonna see I'm deliberately holding my rants because all I get is these people in my mentions talking. Oh, why don't you wait, Chig, instead of complaining? All right, just know to yourself, come the 6th of October, I'm gonna get real rantish, and you ain't gonna like it. But all right, I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing for now. But Granit Xhaka and Ceballos is in my central midfield. Then I decided to switch some shit up. Um, I do like Aubameyang on the left. I know it works, but I would also like to try something a little different, which I know goes against the very thing I just said, which was don't experiment too much against West Ham. I think for me, why not play this? Why not do this? No, why not play Willian on that right hand side? Because for me, it works. He's clearly comfortable. He works hard. I love Pepe, but he works harder than Pepe in that position. So you stick him on the right. You stick Saka, dare I say it, on the left. Because Saka is brilliant on the left. And as I kept saying to you last week, I actually think he works with Aubameyang the best. I've not seen anyone that works better with Aubameyang actually than Saka. I know people will say Lacazette, and I'm saying, yeah, really? I mean, it's just as Lacazette for Aubameyang. So I would actually stick with Saka on the left. I think that gives Aubameyang the type of support he's looking for because clearly him and Willian seem to have a really good understanding, which is great. Then Pepe, it allows Pepe, it just gives Pepe license where you whisper in his ear and I said, bruh, you go and do your thing. Go do your thing. A, is something that West Ham wouldn't see coming. B, Pepe doesn't look so predictable now because now you told him, all right, cool, I'm just going to play football then. Yeah. The entire thing I want to see you do is grab that ball and drive this team backwards. With your movement and your dribbling ability, your ability to shoot, because I do think Pepe has an underrated shot on him. You know, his trickery, his invention, you know, and I just think it would bring a different level of dynamism if you put him in that number 10 position. I would love to see him there, personally. And then up top, Aubameyang, because I do think the older he gets, the more likely he's going to have to be moved. Because that movement will not be as flowing and as free as it has been so far. Yes, he scored a banger last week. I get why he's playing there because you want to try and get Aubameyang involved in games because I do think, I've always said this, I don't think he can necessarily lead a line. He's always been a pretty, more or less a support striker. Even if you look at his career in Dortmund, you know, he was always that guy next to Lewandowski. You know what I'm saying? There was always someone more central to him. So I think for me personally, as he gets older, I think he will start to slow. The pace will start to go. Why not just restrict that need to move so much and stick him up top? Plus, I think now Lacazette, he did score a good goal last week. I thought Lacazette had a strong half an hour and then kind of faded. I'd like to see back. I'd just like to see Aubameyang one time up top by himself with the support and see what he can do. And that's what I would love to do. So, like I say, it's my hopeful 1 to 11, not what I think the manager would do. I guess, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Leave it in the chat room. No doubt I'm on my way there now just to see what you lot are saying. Once again, guys, I'm not expecting this to get an abundance of likes because of how late it is. So I need you guys to help me. Please do stick the like on this video. That's the first way you can help me. Second way you can help me is just share this on whatever platform you have access to. Insta, Facebook, Twitter. That'd be fantastic if you guys can do that. All right, let me come into the chat room and see what you lot are saying. Okay. see what you lot are saying. Plenty of big ups, good evenings, and hellos. Thank you, brothers. I hope you're well. I hope you're all good. I see Black Scorps is in the house, my combat show co-host and my brother. Back five is our system, Chig. Why do you guys see? Because if you understand the system, you understand that it's supposed to be a containing system. It's supposed to be used to contain when you don't have midfielders. Now, if you bring in a Thomas Partey and an Aouar, you have central midfielders that can play in that middle. Plus, you have the option of a Granit Xhaka. I don't think Guendouzi is going anywhere, so you have a Guendouzi. You have people that can play centrally, so you don't need that extra defense. You don't need that extra defender in there. You watch. Even if we start with a three at the back, I guarantee we don't stay in that. I guarantee we don't. So get used to it. That system will change. That's my prediction. My guy. I can still see it doesn't say it. It doesn't have a spanner next to your thing, so I have to fix that. But my guy. In terms of my prediction, yeah, I forgot about this last week. My prediction, by the way, is real easy. I think this will be 3-0. I think Pepe will start. No, sorry. I think Pepe will come on at some point and probably score the third goal. I'm going to go with a Kieran Tierney goal, first goal. And I'm going to go with a Ceballos assist for an Aubameyang goal. That's very specific. Look at that. Look at this geezer. Thank you, Mr. Matthews. I appreciate that love. Thank you, brother. So, yeah, leave your predictions below. I'll shout out those predictions real quick. I hope you join me later. I haven't spoken to him for a couple of days. We've got beef. No, we don't have beef. Relax. But I assume me and Lee are still doing a watch along later. So make sure you catch that. So I'll be on this channel for that. And then obviously we'll be back on here to do the player ratings. So make sure you look out for that. That'll be tonight. In the meantime, quite frankly, because I didn't really sleep that well, I'm going to go and get some kip so that I'm alert for the watch along. Because that's the one good thing about this kickoff being at 8. I could actually do that now. I'm also going to do some chick flick stuff. So look out for that. You know, Saturdays is my chick flicks day. So look out for chick flick stuff just dropping. And yeah, I might speak to Ola tomorrow just to see if he might want to do something. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to run it by him. So Ola, if you're in the chat room and you're not working, I might holler at you tomorrow. So prepare for that. Other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to quickly just highlight some of your predictions before I bounce, see how confident you guys are. 4-1 to us today, but I take a clean sheet. I think we'll win 3-0. I don't see them scoring. Based on their team last week, flipping heck. 3-0 Uber, Pepe and Willian scores. 4-1, 3-1, 3-1 to Arsenal. 2-1 to Arsenal. Okay, you think it'll be tighter. Diego, you're doing us dirty. 1-1. Big up, Carter. I hope you're well. To my guy, my brother, 5-0 Arsenal. That's some confidence there. That's some confidence. So let's see, bro. Let's see, guys. Let's see. All right. Well, I hope you guys catch me. I think we'll be back on the channel. I think we'll be back on the channel at 10, based on the fact that the game's at 8. So catch us at 10 on this channel, where we do player ratings. Until later, we are out of here. Take care. Here's the thing. Wait 1 second. Let me address this. Did you know who I meant, though? So what's the problem? 4-0 Arsenal. 4-0 Arsenal to Uber, just to piss him off. And yes, I'll leave that there. That's a nice little plug. That's why Diego's my guy. All right, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.